Rather than lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Thank you so much for joining me once again this Sunday. We're going to be talking a couple of things. Arsenal's preseason schedule is out. We are playing 8 games in July. We'll play Nuremberg, Cologne, Orlando City, Chelsea, and Sevilla. That's a lot of game time to play ahead of a very, very busy season, and ahead of a season we have games that are very, very compact. But we'll talk about that later in the video. We'll also talk about the imminent arrivals and announcements lined up by Arsenal. This Monday, we could see Gabriel and Matana announced. The feeling and the confirmations are both players will be announced before preseason starts. That is the positive around that. Chelsea are officially out of the race for Rafinha. Arsenal are now reportedly closer than ever to seal that deal. I'll tell you much about that. Saliba as well. We'll get to have a conversation around William Saliba's new contract as well, right? Lots of things to get into this morning. Hit the like button, subscribe to the podcast. We're very, very close to 48,000 subscribers. And of course, as the rule is this transfer summer, every video must get to 500 likes and above. So let's get this one to 800 likes. Let's start off with the imminent arrivals and announcements that have just been confirmed. Now, it is confirmed now, Matana and Gabriel will be announced by Arsenal in the coming week. It is a couple of rumors are flying around that both players will be announced as early as Monday. With Matana, I understand. I think everything is done. Medical's done. The player signed his contracts, and also he has done his videos with the Arsenal media and everything. So Monday could be a good day, and he just needs to get those announcements out so that he joins the team. He's done pretty much of the work there is to do. With Gabriel Jesus, Monday could be quite unrealistic. The reason there, lads, is I don't think he's done his medicals yet. Yes, he's been given the permission, like I reported yesterday. Permissions were given, medical is set, and Arsenal have arranged everything for him to do his medicals. But unless he's going to do the medicals, the media sign the contracts and get everything done between Sunday and Monday. Look, it could happen, deals happen, but I think it could be Tuesday or Wednesday when we see the announcement of Gabriel Jesus. So what I can confirm though on this video is that next week before preseason, which starts on the 8th of July, so next week we're expecting huge announcements on Gabriel Jesus and Matana. Matana, for me, Monday will happen, could happen on Monday. I cannot give any confirmations of that whether it will happen. But Matana is set to be announced on Monday. Gabriel Jesus, though, Monday seems a little bit early because this weekend we have been ironing out a few small things with the South American agents. Of course, they do not come that easy. So everything is agreed this weekend. I think he travels for medicals on Monday, finishes his medicals by Tuesday, does his media on Tuesday and Wednesday, signs the contract on Thursday, and announced on Friday. How about that? That is my anticipation of the deal. But of course, thank you so much for trusting Cossy's Arsenal podcast to report to you that Gabriel Jesus deal since March, when we broke the story, until now, when we can confirm that the deal is done and dusted. Only announcements pending, and they're very, very imminent. They're incoming very, very soon. Now, Chelsea are officially out of the Rafinha deal, done and dusted. Confirmed. This is what I told you about yesterday. That Arsenal are going to find themselves in the next couple of days as free runners to the Rafinha deal. And of course, David Onstein's report yesterday really plays a key part in what I'm trying to talk about today. He spoke about the fact that Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur, including Barcelona as well, feel like Arsenal are in the driving seat and they're closing in on this deal. Now, more reliable reports are saying Arsenal are closer than ever to sign Rafinha, and that's why Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur have already given up on the hopes and chances of signing Rafinha. So Chelsea are officially out of the race. They're very, very close. They're closing in on Raheem Sterling. they are negotiating a deal with Manchester City at the moment around 50 to 60 million euros. However, look, inside sources, are saying that Raheem Sterling could cost around 45 million pounds to Chelsea. Manchester City do not have any wishes of keeping the player beyond this summer if the player really wants to move on. So Chelsea I believe now and are confident they'll be signing in Raheem Sterling. That means they're officially out of the Rafinha race. Arsenal can now run with Tottenham Hotspur for Rafinha, and chances are that that Tottenham Hotspur could sign Richarlison earlier than Arsenal sign Rafinha. So look, this is positive. This is absolutely positive. Next week, we're expecting the two bids I told you for from Arsenal, Lisandro Martinez and the Rafinha bid. Both of them are incoming. Actually, this week, not next week, but this week. And I think the feeling now is that Arsenal are getting closer and closer to the fee that Leeds United won. Leeds United will have to will have to force themselves into a compromise, which I think they will do. I don't think they're going to be really adamant at that 75 million demand. They will come down. They will eventually come around and say, look, if you have this amount of money, it's absolutely fine. You can take the player. So next week is going to be crucial in this deal, but this week is going to be crucial in this deal. But as I said, Chelsea pulling out of this one is massively important. Massively important for Arsenal. Because for me, apart from Barca, Chelsea have been next best in this deal. Now that they are all in for Raheem Sterling and they believe they'll get the deal done, do not be surprised if this week something big lands on that deal. Now, I also want to talk about William Saliba. I told you yesterday in the evening that Arsenal had prepared a wonderful package for William Saliba. Both parties are happy with what is going on at the moment. William Saliba is happy with Mikel Arteta and Edu's promises for game time this campaign. And Arsenal are also happy with the development of the player. Now, I want to remind you very, very well that Arsenal and Mikel Arteta will 100% fight for William Saliba to stay this campaign, and they're trying to give him a new contract. Talks are at a very, very positive stage as per Football.London and Chris Whitley. That was broken yesterday, so I just wanted to remind you that, of course, Mikel Arteta also said he is our player. We love him. We sent him out on loan to get that kind of development. He's developed very, very well, and he will be back to compete with the rest of the team. The feeling is with William Saliba is that also before we go into the preseason, he will have signed his contract. He will have extended his stay at Arsenal, and he will join the team with for preseason. But unlike other seasons, after preseason, he will be staying at the club unless otherwise. Marseille are keeping on pushing and pushing and pushing. There have been a couple of rumors flying around that Arsenal want to extend the player's contract so that they can sell him at a higher fee. That is absolutely not true. For now, we'll go with Mikel Arteta's words. The player is 100% committed now to staying on Arsenal. Arsenal 100% committed at keeping the player, and Marseille are also 100% committed to trying to get the player away from the Emirates Stadium. So, look, I've already told you my thoughts about William Saliba. I was fuming in December. I was fuming in January. I was fuming in March. But now I'm a little bit calm. I think the player will 100% stay at Arsenal Football Club. And that's what you want, honestly. You want, if you're looking at building quality and building quality with young players, it doesn't make sense to sell one of your best players. Not only defenders at Arsenal, but if you ask me, is Saliba one of the best talents in that team? I'm going to be forced to say yes. Because if I look at talented players, technically gifted in the Arsenal side, Odegaard, Saliba, Emil Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Partey, I mean, there are not so many. Other players are very good, and probably the talent is there. But I don't rate them, naturally as I rate players like Odegaard, Saliba, Partey, Martinelli, and Emil Smith-Rowe. So, I mean, we've been promised a very, very young project that's going to be thriving for the next couple of years. If that is what Arsenal are trying to do, then Saliba must 100% stay. Now, I want to talk about our preseason. A couple of people do not even know that Arsenal will be playing preseason this summer. Yeah, we are playing preseason games, and they're compact. They're absolutely compact. Our last preseason game comes in on the 30th of July. Bearing in mind that we shall play our first game of the season on Friday, the 5th of August. It's early. It's absolutely too. It's too close. I mean, I don't know why they've done it like this. But anyway, this is our preseason campaign. And these are my thoughts on it. We'll on the 8th of July, we'll play Nuremberg. In Germany. I think that is an easy one. Easy game, good game as players come back, as players prepare for more serious games in the preseason. That's an easy game. Arsenal should go out there. Probably I expect Mikel Arteta to field a couple of either kids, if not kids, a lineup that is not very, very serious, honestly. Because Nuremberg, yeah, with all due respect, I would love to respect them, but they're not at the level and quality we need to be competing at. So Arsenal should be winning that one. Nuremberg, 8th of July. I hope I will have cable internet then. We'll have to do the previews, and also we'll have to do the match reactions and everything like that, right? FC Cologne on the 16th of July will also be coming up. Now, FC Cologne is not an easy game. Again, that game will be in Germany. That is not an easy game. Never think about Cologne. I've never thought about Cologne as an underdog team. I mean, I just respect them so much. Even without Lucas Podolski, I think he was the main engineer there, wasn't he? But even without Lucas Podolski, they're quite a decent side. And I think this one will just give Arsenal a run for their money, but also kind of a check. We'll come back from the breaks. Now it's time to go to get back to business. Orlando City on the 20th of July will follow. Orlando City, I don't know if I know nothing about them, so I think Arsenal should be able to crush them, because these American teams, they know nothing about football, do they? I'm kidding. I'm 100% kidding. But Orlando City, Arsenal should be able to beat that. 20th of July. Chelsea, 23rd of July. That's a big one. Actually, the last two games in our preseason are big games. Chelsea and Sevilla. Chelsea's a big game, right? Isn't it? Chelsea's a big game. And I think Chelsea and Arsenal is a game that it's an opportunity for us to get ourselves by that time and all the signings we'll have, where we are and what we've done so far in terms of improving our squad. Chelsea is a very, very good test. I love that. That is on the 23rd of July. So I love that, right? I love that. I hope Chelsea bring their best team, and Arsenal also bring our best team, so that we can gauge where are we as we enter the season. Because Chelsea on the 23rd will be 2 weeks away from the new season. And then 30th, we'll have to play Sevilla at the Emirates Stadium, I think. And that will see the end of preseason. Sevilla is also a very, very good test, by the way. I mean, look, I don't know if they're going to bring their best team as well, but Sevilla usually field their best team when they play in preseason. So Sevilla, Arsenal as the last game of our preseason, 5 days before we play into the new season. Not a bad one, not really a bad one. I don't think we'll beat Sevilla though. I think our minds will be on Crystal Palace, right? I'm not saying we will not be good enough, but I think our minds will be on Crystal Palace. Yeah, but Sevilla, Chelsea, Orlando, Cologne, and Nuremberg, 5 games in July. Of course, that will be followed by 5 games in August. Mesmerizing, but also quite ridiculous, isn't it? Speak to you right in the next one.